the stroke of midnight, where the road splits in two, I stood at Devil's Fork, the moonlight as my cue. The wind whispered warnings through the blackened trees, but the devil's eyes glimmered with a promise and a tease. He said, boy, you want power, you want it all. I can make you a king, just sign your soul in thrall. The fire in his eyes, it burned straight through my heart, but the fear of what I'd lose began to tear me apart. I felt the earth tremble as his words sank deep. The road behind me faded, the future looked steep. My hand shook with terror, yet longed for the rain to rise above the ashes, to escape all the pain. At Devil's Fork, where the shadows grow long, I traded my soul for a darkened song. The power's a curse, the crown's made of thorns. At Devil's Fork, only sorrow is born. He laughed as he vanished, left me to my fate, a king with no kingdom, a throne built on hate. The power felt hollow, the riches were dust. I'd sold my salvation, now I'm lost in my lust. I rode through the night with fire in my veins, but the ghosts of my choices, they rattled their chains. No peace in the silence, no rest in the day. At Devil's Fork, I threw my soul away. The weight of the crown, it's too heavy to bear. The throne's cold and empty in the devil's lair. I scream for redemption, but no one can hear. At Devil's Fork, all that's left is my fear. At Devil's Fork, where the shadows grow long, I traded my soul for a darkened song. The power's a curse, the crown's made of thorns. At Devil's Fork, only sorrow is born. Now I'll walk through the ashes of the dreams I've burned. The devil's grip tightens with every step I've turned. The power I crave, it's a shackle, a chain. At Devil's Fork, all I've earned is this pain. There's no turning back, no road left to choose. My fate's set in stone, my soul's what I lose. The moon hides her face, the night swallows me whole. At Devil's Fork, I've paid the ultimate toll. At Devil's Fork, where the shadows grow long, I traded my soul for a darkened song. The power's a curse, the crown's made of thorns. At Devil's Fork, only sorrow is born. At Devil's Fork, where the night never ends, I'm lost to the dawn, there's no chance to make amends. In the dark of the night, where the shadows creep, there's a whisper in the pines where the lost souls sleep. A traveler wanders with no path in sight through the forest of the damned under fading light. The trees they moan with secrets untold. The ground beneath is bitter and cold. Each step he takes, the whispers grow old, leading him to the graves down below. He stumbles on a forgotten tomb. The air's thick with ancient gloom. The whispers call a ghostly choir, their tales of betrayal, their hearts on fire. Whispers in the pines, where the lost souls dwell. Stories of despair that the dead won't tell. Betrayed by love, betrayed by time, their secrets lie in the whispers of the pines. One spoke of a lover who turned away, left him to die on a cold winter's day. Another of a friend who drew the knife and ended a bond in the dark of night. A mother's cry, her child torn apart, a heart once warm, now black and dark. A brother lost to greed's cruel hand, his body lies in this cursed land. The traveler shivers, the truth too near. The whispers fade, but the pain stays clear. He turns to leave, but the pines still call. For in this forest we all must fall. Whispers in the pines, where the lost souls dwell. Stories of despair that the dead won't tell. Betrayed by love, betrayed by time, their secrets lie in the whispers of the pines. The traveler runs, but the voice remains, carried by the wind through the blood-stained rains. The forest keeps its dark embrace, for no one leaves this haunted place. In the dark of the night, where the shadows creep, the whisper in the pines where the lost souls sleep. A traveler wanders with no path in sight, but the whispers follow in the known night.
Fuck away from music.
A road so on the moonless sky, she met a stranger with darkened eyes. He smiled and whispered, "Come follow me down the path where shadows beat." His voice like honey, his touch like fire. He drew her in with a burning desire. Every step she took, her heart would race, but the night grew colder in that empty place. The trees leaned in with whispers low. The air grew thick with something she didn't know. His words were sweet, but his smile was sly. And in the dark she heard a lie. Temptation Road, where the devil walks, with a charming smile and a silver tongue. Follow him deep where the night unfolds, but you'll lose your way and you'll lose your soul. She felt the pull, but her heart was torn. Something in her mind had warned, yet she couldn't stop, couldn't turn around. She followed him deeper where no light was found. The stars above began to fade. The path she walked was quickly laid, but his hand was cold as the graveyard stone, and she knew right then she'd never be home. His laughter echoed through the trees, a chilling sound that brought her to her knees. Too late she realized realized the price she'd paid for the road she took led her soul astray. Temptation road where the devil walks with a charming smile and a silver tongue. Follow him deep where the night unfolds, but you lose your way and you lose your soul. She felt the pull, but her heart was torn. Something in her mind had worn, yet she couldn't stop, couldn't turn around. But you lose your way and you lose your soul. She turned to run, but her feet were led. The path behind was narrow and dead. The road ahead, it seemed to stretch into the night where darkness fell. On a road so long, the moonlit skies, she met a stranger with darkened eyes. She walked with him till her soul was gone, and now she's lost on the endless dark. On a road so under moonlit skies, she met a stranger with darkened eyes. She walked with him till her soul was gone, and now she's lost on that endless dawn.
In the misty dawn, where the shadows lay, the ghosts of Dixie still march and sway. Their voices echo through the hollowed night, lost in a war that never fades from sight. I hear the drumbeat, I hear the cry. The battle rages in the southern sky. They march on fields where blood once flowed, carrying the weight of a heavy load. Their faces flicker in the moon's pale light, shadows of men who fell in fight. They haunt the hills and the swampy lands, with swords still clutched in cold dead hands. Ghosts of Dixie in the whispering pines, bound to a war by crimson lines. They fight for a cause long the swamp made in stone, but they can't find peace, they can't go home. I see their figures, I hear their names. The cannons roar, the burning flames. But as I stand on this hallowed ground, I question what truly keeps them bound. Is it the land or the bitter divide that keeps their spirits forever tied? Or is it the past that won't let go, keeping them here in a mournful show? The line between the living and dead, is it blood or is it words once said? In the still of night I feel their pain. Ghosts of Dixie calling my name. Ghosts of Dixie in the whispering pines, bound to a war by crimson lines. They fight for a cause long the swamp made in stone, but they can't find peace, they can't go home. Their flags are tattered, their boots worn thin. They march through time with a haunted grin. The battles fade, but the scars remain, etched in the soul like a cold steel chain. In the misty dawn, where the shadows lay, the ghosts of Dixie still march and sway. I turn away, but I know deep down, the line between us is a fragile ground.
At At the edge of town where the roads converge lies a place where destinies emerge. The cursed crossroads where families fall, bound by a fate they can't outrun at all. Grandfather warned of the devil's grin at the crossroads where his soul gave in. He tried to run, but the night was strong, and he found himself where he didn't belong. Father followed with a heart of steel, but the crossroads knew just how to deal. It took his dreams and his final breath, left him staring at the face of death. Cursed crossroads where the heart of steel, but the crossroads knew just how to deal. It took his dreams and his final breath, left him staring at the face of death. Cursed crossroads where the shadows meet, each soul is bound to a twisted sea. No one escapes, no one can hide at the cursed crossroads where the destiny died. Brother took the road out of town, swore he'd never let the curse drag him down. But the wind shifted, the sign was clear. He ended up at the crossroads with tears and fear. Sister Per prayed to the moon so bright, hoping to ward off the curse dragon died. But the wind shifted, the sign was clear. It led her down to that dark ancient place. I stand here now, the last in line, hoping to ward off eternal night. But the curse found her in a lover's embrace. It led her down to that dark ancient place. I stand here now, the last in line, feeling the weight of family and time. The road ahead is paved in dread, for at the crossroads I'll meet what they fled. Cursed crossroads where the heart of steel, each soul is bound to a twisted sea. No one escapes, no one can hide at the cursed crossroads where the destiny died. I took a step, the night grew cold, heard the whispers of the stories told. My fate was sealed, my blood was tied to the cursed crossroads where the family cried. At the edge of town where the roads converge lies a place where destinies emerge. The cursed crossroads where families fall, and in its grip I hear my final call.
In the heart of the where the waters whisper low, a man seeks redemption in the bayou's flow. But the murky depths hold no light or grace, just shadows of the past he can't erase. He walks through the cypress, the moss hanging down, hoping to cleanse what's buried in town. The sins he carried too heavy to bear, but the bayou's water doesn't care. The spirits rise with the moon so high, whispers of the drowned in a ghostly sigh. He wades in deep, the water's cold grip, feeling it pulling from hip to lip. Bayou Baptism in the dead of night, where the water's black as the sins you hide. No salvation, just endless fight. In the bayou's grip you can't abide.
He thought the water would wash him clean, but it clung like tar, a twisted dream. The deeper he went, the darker it grew, the bayou's truth he never knew. The ghosts of they called his name. Join us now in this endless game. They pulled him down with vines of sin. Baptized in the dark, he was drowning in. The swamp was silent, the water still, but his soul was trapped against his will. No pulled him down with vines of sin. Baptized in the dark, he was drowning in. The Bayou Baptism in the dead of night, where the water's black as the sins you hide. No salvation, just endless fight. In the bayou's grip you can't abide. Now he roams where the willows weep, oh, lost in the bayou's deep. He sought redemption but found his doom. In the bayou's water there's room. In the heart of the swamp where the waters whisper low, a man was baptized in the bayou's flow. But the murky depths hold no light or grace, just shadows of the past he can't erase.
Under the midnight sky with moon so pale, a farmer made a faithful deal. He sought prosperity, a bountiful yield, but the price he paid was far too real. He met the devil at the Crossroads bend, with promises of gold that would never end. But the devil's grin was sharp and sly, for every blessing comes with a lie. The crops grew tall, the barns were full, but with every harvest a darking had pulled. His family wept as the years went by, for the devil's share was drawn nigh. The devil's share, a heavy toll. For every prosperity you lose a soul. Greed will bind you, wrap you tight, and take what's dearest in the dark of night. His wife was first, her smile did fade, taken by the bargain he had made. Her laughter gone like morning mist, a ghost now lost to the devil's kiss. His son was next with eyes so bright, but the devil came in the dead of night, left the boy with an empty stare, another life in the devil's snare. The farmer knelt in the fields of green, his wealth now cursed, his hands unclean. He begged for mercy, for bride, for grace, but the devil's price is a cold embrace. The devil's share, a heavy toll. For every prosperity you lose a soul. Greed will bind you, wrap you tight, and take what's dearest in the dark of night. Now he's alone in a house of gold, but the warmth is gone and the nights are cold. He sought the riches but found despair in the shadow of the devil's share. Under the midnight sky with moon so pale, the farmer's soul forever frail. He traded it all to hold
devil's share is what haunts him most.
He stood in the pulpit, a righteous man, with a Bible in his hand and a holy plan. But the serpent slithered in temptation and grew in the form of a woman with her eyes of blue. She came to him with a whispered word, her voice like honey his soul had stirred. A touch of her hand, the sultry sigh, and the preacher fell under a midnight sky. Her kiss was sweet, but the venom strong. It pulled him down where he didn't belong. The serpent's kiss, a fatal bliss, turned a man of God to a dark abyss. Serpent's kiss, a poison breath, leading him down the path of death. Once a preacher, now lost in sin, the serpent's kiss did draw him in. He left the church, the cross behind, chased the shadows he couldn't find. In the dark alleys, in the whispering night, he sought the serpent's cold delight. His prayers turned to bitter lies as he gazed into her devilish eyes. He sold his soul for a touch of bliss, forever cursed by the serpent's kiss. Now he walks where the angels weep, a fallen preacher with sin so deep. No redemption found, no saving grace, just the serpent's marks on his damned-in face. Serpent's kiss, a poison breath, leading him down the path of death. Once a preacher, now lost in sin, the serpent's kiss did draw him in. He feels the fire, the burning shame, knows too well the serpent's name, but no escape from the deal he made. His soul forever in darkness lay. He stood in the pulpit, a righteous man, but the serpent's kiss undid his plan. Now he wanders in the endless night, a fallen preacher in the serpent's sight.
In the dead of night, when the world is still, a train appears on the haunted hill. A man steps aboard with fate in mind on the midnight train. No peace to find, the passengers whisper, lost live of faith they lost, of sins untried, each face a shadow of hope and pain, bound together on this endless train. One spoke of love that slipped away, another of dreams that couldn't stay. The preacher who doubted the God he praised, now he rides this train in a hollow days. Midnight train to nowhere with souls that weep, each one a story buried deep. No final fatal station, no end in sight, just endless tracks through the eternal night. The train rolls on through mist and fog, past forgotten towns and broken logs. The windows show the world unseen, where lost souls wander in a dream.
A mother weeps for the child she lost. A gambler curses the faithful cost. A soldier questions the wars he fought, but none can escape what this train has brought. The man looks out with the eyes, wondering where his destiny lies. But the train's conductor gives no clue, for on this train there's nothing new. Midnight train to nowhere with souls that weep, each one a story buried deep. No final station, no end in sight, just endless tracks through the eternal night. He feels the weight of regret's cruel hand as the train keeps moving across land. He boarded with hope, now lost in fear, for the destination draws ever near. In the dead of night, when the world is still, the train fades into the ghostly chill. A man steps off with a hollow stare on the midnight train to the nowhere. In the dead of night, when the world is still, the train fades into the ghostly chill. A man steps off with a hollow stare on the midnight train to nowhere. No one is fair.
In a town by the river where the willows weep, the waters run dark and the secrets creep. They say the river was not forgiven, in those wicked waters sins are hidden. The townsfolk whisper of the current's might, how it claims the souls in the dead of night. A shadow passes on the river's edge, where the wicked waters hold their pledge. There's a preacher who warns with a fearful voice of the sins that lead to the river's choice. No prayer can save what the waters claim. In the wicked river there's no one to blame. Wicked waters cold and deep, they take the secrets souls can't keep. In the rivers there's no salvation, just endless fear and damnation. A young girl with the river's flow, they say her sins made the waters grow. Her mother weeps by the empty shore, knowing the river will take no more. The blacksmith's hammer once rang loud, till the river took him in a rushing shroud. He'd stolen love and the waters knew. Now the anvil's silent and the town is too. No one crossed the river's bed, for fear they'll meet a wicked end. The waters whisper, the current calls, drawing them in by all. Wicked waters cold and deep, they take the secrets souls can't keep. In the rivers where there's no salvation, just endless fear and damnation. The river flows with a silent grace, but in its depths lies a darker place, where the wicked waters wait and lie to claim the souls of those who cry. In a town by the river where the willows weep, the waters run dark and the secrets creep. They say the river takes what's not forgiven, in those wicked waters sins are hidden. In a town by the river where the willows weep, the waters run dark and the secrets creep. They say the river was not forgiven, in those wicked waters sins are hidden. Lay no salvation, just endless fear and damnation. Deep in the southern hills where the shadows fall, as a forgotten town where the ghosts still call. They say the hollow cursed and the wind it moans, where those who enter are never alone. The paths are winding, the woods are deep, and the holler holds the secret it keeps. The echoes of the past whisper and cry in the haunted holler where the lost ones lie. The houses crumble, the streets grow wild, no one's seen a living soul in a while. The air is thick with memories old of a town abandoned, silent and cold. Haunted hollow where the spirits dwell, and the echoes of time under a lonely spell. No one leaves and no one returns in the haunted hollow where the fire still burns. There's a church on the hill with a bell that's cracked. His doors swing open but the faith won't act. The preacher's gone but his words remain, carved in the wood where the walls have stained. The graveyard lies beneath twisting trees where the names are lost to the wind and leaves. Each stone tells a tale of grief and pain in the haunted hollow where the dead still reign. No one dares to speak its name for fear they'll be drawn into its game. The holler curse is a binding chain. Once you're there, you're never seen again. Haunted hollow where the spirits dwell, in the echoes of time under a lonely spell. No one leaves and no one returns in the haunted hollow where the fire still burns. The moonlight casts a ghostly glow on the holler's path that you now know. The whispers follow, the darkness calls in the haunted hollow where everyone falls. Deep in the southern hills where the shadows fall, as a forgotten town where the ghosts still call. They say the hollow cursed and the wind it moans, where those who enter are never alone.
In the dead of night, when the moon don't shine, a shadow creeps through the pines. It's the preacher's ghost, come back to tell of the sins that'll drag us all to hell. Oh, the preacher's ghost, he won't let go. He's come to claim what we all know. Whispered secrets buried deep now rise to haunt our restless sleep. He stands in the pulpit cold as stone, his voice a chill that chills the bone. Repent, he cries, for the end is near. Your wicked ways will cost you dear. Oh, the preacher's ghost, he won't let go. He's come to claim what we all know. Whispered secrets buried deep now rise to haunt our restless sleep. The town folk sings, they all lay there. In the preacher's eyes, a vacant stare. No one escapes, no place to hide. The preacher's ghost walks by their side. Oh, the preacher's ghost, he won't let go. He's come to claim what we all know. Whispered secrets buried deep now rise to haunt our restless sleep. The church bells toll, the night grows cold as the preacher's ghost calls home our souls. One by one we'll face the cost. In the preacher's ghost our hope is lost.
By the old oak tree where the river winds lies a grave marked by love left behind. No name to bear, no stone to see, just a cross of bones where they used to be. Oh, a cross of bones where the cold wind moans. Two lost souls forever alone, wandering the earth till the sins atone, bound by love and a cross of bones. She wore a dress as white as snow. He swore their love would never go, but fate was cruel and hearts were torn. Now they walk the night forever forlorn. Oh, across the bones where the cold wind moans. Two lost souls forever alone, wandering the earth till the sins atone, bound by love and a cross of bones. She wore a dress as white as snow. He swore their love would never go, but fate was cruel and hearts were torn. Now they walk the night forever forlorn. Oh, across the bones where the cold wind moans. Two lost souls forever alone, wandering the earth till the sins atone, bound by love and a cross of bones. Their whispers echo through the trees, a mournful cry carried on the breeze. Forgiveness sought but never found, till the cross of bones falls to the ground. Across the bones where the cold wind moans. Two lost souls forever alone, wandering the earth till the sins atone, bound by love and a cross of bones. By the old oak tree where the shadows lay, their spirits wait for judgment day. Till then they roam through fields of stone, guided by the light of a cross of bones. By the old oak tree where the shadows lay, their spirits wait for judgment day. Till then they roam through fields of stone, guided by the light of a cross of bones.
There's a shadow on the road where the lanterns fade, a whisper in the dark that makes the bravest afraid. It calls you near, but don't be fooled. Many souls have strayed and been overruled. The night grows thick, the air turns cold, a creeping fear that takes its hold. You think you're safe, but deep inside, the shadow knows there's nowhere to hide. Oh, that shadow on the road, it waits for you, leading lost souls where the darkness grew. No turning back, no safe abode when you follow that shadow on the road. They say it's fate when you see it clear, a sign that the end is drawing near. Some roads are cursed, some paths are lost, and the shadow knows the price it'll cost. The winds howl low, the stars burn dim, a final step on the road so grim. You think you've strayed, but all along the shadow knew you'd end this song. Oh, that shadow on the road, it waits for you, leading lost souls where the darkness grew. No turning back, no safe abode when you follow that shadow on the road. The winds howl low, the stars burn dim, a final step on the road so grim. You think you've strayed, but all along the shadow knew you'd end this song. The tales are old, the warning's true, but the shadow's grip, it claims a few. No matter the fight, no matter the plea, once it finds you, there's no breaking free. Souls where the darkness grew. No turning back, no safe abode when you follow that shadow on the road. The road goes on, but the end is clear. Where the shadow waits, the end is near. So heed the tale and steer away, or the shadow will claim you by the break of day.
In a town where the sun has long since died, the darkness falls, no place to hide. The streets are cold, the winds a sigh, in this land where hope goes to die. The church bells ring, but no one hears, just echoes of forgotten years. No light to guide, no stars in sight, we're lost within this eternal night. Oh, eternal night where shadows reign, a town consumed by endless pain. No dawn will break, no morning light, we're bound forever to this eternal night. The river's dry, the fields laid bare, no life can thrive, no soul can care. Each day's the same, no end in sight, just drowning in this endless night. The whispers grow, the darkness spreads, a blanket over the living and dead. No prayers to speak, no flames ignite, all we have is this eternal night. Oh, eternal night where shadows reign, a town consumed by endless pain. No dawn will break, no morning light, we're bound forever to this eternal night. The whispers grow, the darkness spreads, a blanket over the living and dead. No prayers to speak, no flames ignite, all we have is this eternal night. sight, trapped forever in this eternal night. Our voices fade, our spirits fall in the darkness that